Hi everyone, welcome back. So, it has been, I don't even know how many days it has actually, 195, 5, it's been 20 in-game days, which maybe I was being a bit impatient, but I finally got a trader who is going to sell me the Winterspawn. It's saying Alpha Strain, I don't really know. I mean, I'm guessing they react different to stuff, but regardless, this is what we've got. It's what we're going with. So I'm going to grab that. I don't know what the tropical lily is. Higher temperature than most plants. So I think that's just a plant in which we can get oxygen production, but it could deal with hotter temperatures. I don't know why you would ever need that. But I'm going to buy that anyway. That way I can see I've got it. I think these are fertilized eggs. I think. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. He hasn't got any of the Darga ferns, which is a shame. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. I don't think I'm bothered about any of this, so I might be able to get rid of this trader. Yeah, he can go. Wait, what can I sell? So CO2, water, nothing really. Not worth it in the slightest. So he can go. Yeah, so for the last 20 in-game days, I have basically just been sat in front of a computer. Mainly because I didn't really want to get anything else done until I got that. I had that set in my head as to what I wanted. So here we are. Apologies if I sound a little bit weird. I'm having to be really careful with my talking at the moment because I went dentist and the guy violated me. Okay, so we have the Winterspawn, which is obviously in the vending machine, so it is what it is. Now, obviously last time I started with the fuel, and while I've been waiting for that trader, the CO2 amount that I'm gaining is going up a little bit, which is great. So we are gaining more than we're using. It's taking a long time. Obviously this is what it is. The greenhouse is still up and running. Basically I've been sat in front of my computer and everything is just working. I had I can't remember if I had 2 or 3 storms during the 20 days. But regardless, I've been out, repaired the solar panels. Base just works. Base just works. What I was doing while I was trying to get the traders, I've started making notes on the signal IDs for the traders, just to potentially look into automating at some point in the future, but we'll see whether I ever do that. I don't know whether it's worth it, to be honest. I'd like to get to a point where I don't need to do trading in my runs, so maybe automating the traders is not important. There was an issue with these. These weren't automatically emptying, and it was because in the code, where it jumps to here, so I had both of these set to empty sent one. I did a bit of a typo, so one of these centrifuges was never emptying, and thus both of them were never resetting. So I've sorted that. Turned the Larry off, and I'm still getting through the biomass, which is fine. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are. I haven't done anything else really. I have literally been sat in front of that computer, just chilling or watching YouTube videos. So the plan. We are doing pretty good on water still. I don't need to rush for that. I've got all that fuel ready, but at the moment we're just kind of basically stockpiling it. What I would like to do is potentially, look into cooling with the Winterspawn. I've never used it before, no idea how it works, and it would be nice to have to not use ACs. I mean, I don't know whether these will always have to stay here, I have no idea. But we will see. So, for the Winterspawn, whoopsie daisy. So I've got the alpha variant. So, in recent addition to their catalogue, blah, 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 using ambient heat to split water into volatiles and oxygen, the Winterspawn cools its surroundings when supplied with sufficient nitrogen. As a peak cooling and... okay, so 0 to 40, so it'll work in our greenhouse. Not sure if I should give these their own space, though. Because if they're going to cool their surroundings, then obviously I need to make sure that I need to well, keep the heat up in the room. So I'm thinking build another room for this. So they need nitrogen, and they will output oxygen and volatiles. So yes, it's definitely got to go into its own room. Because we will not be able to breathe in that room. Okay, so we need a room with an intake of nitrogen, a system designed to get rid of the volatile, and to be honest, it can also extract the oxygen. That could be a room solely for cooling. We'll be able to get a cold oxygen and volatile from this room. Which then we could probably heat sink that with whatever we want to do. It's weird that it's toxic to volatiles, but yet it will produce volatiles. Weird. The ratio of oxygen and volatile that it outputs is perfect for water. And looking at that, it requires 1.44 moles of water. It's going to exhale 1.44 moles of air. Now, I don't know if this gas equates to the water. I'm not sure. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I've got one seed, so I need to not fuck it up. So I guess first things first is I need to start getting a stockpile of nitrogen. Now, I'm pretty sure I have nitrogen in the atmosphere, so that's not an issue getting that. We will need to cool that. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, so we have nitrogen in the atmosphere, so we can start gathering a large amount of that, to be honest. And yeah, just stockpile it ready for this room. So what do I need? So the easiest way would be we can condense the pollutant, so that's never an issue. And we will then filter out the nitrogen. So I need an atmospherics kit, which I may have. Yes. So that'll be our filter. I'm gonna need. I want a tank. I want a large amount of nitrogen stored. That is not one. Oh, but I do need some filters. I don't have any. So grab me a couple of them. I'm just wondering whether I need to cool the nitrogen. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's very hot out, so we're going to need to do something to begin with. But if that room's being cooled, right. Let me. Want an insulated tank. I need steel and silicon. I've got the steel. Silicone, I have some there. One of those. Okay. I guess in the long term, what I could do... I think we gather an amount of nitrogen just to get us started. We're probably going to want to heat exchange it. We'll just do a large one if I've got the info, which I have. What am I going to exchange it with? Just need enough to get it started. Because I think after that, you'll be able to create a system which basically cools itself. Like I could use the cold from the Winterspawn to cool down the nitrogen, which in turn feeds the Winterspawn. Oh, I have liquid O2 at negative 202 degrees. I don't know how much cooling that's going to provide me with, but it's got to be something, right? Yeah. I mean, I haven't got loads in there. But that is... Yeah, we can use that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the... What does the heat exchanger need to be built? I need a pipe and some steel sheets. I have no pipe. I do have steel sheets. Oh, I have got pipe. Okay, boom. And we'll grab some liquid pipe. We need... Do I go for the large powered vent and like really... Well, maybe not the large powered vent. No, you know what? Actually, we can. We can collect loads of Venus, and then we'll work through that. Because I don't know if the filter will work better with a higher pressure on the input. I don't know. So let's just try it. So I want you. I want a pipe analyzer. Gold and electrum. There's the electrum. Gold. I've gone and done lots of mining. I had nothing else to do. So, even though this doesn't look like a lot, I am completely chocker on iron. Absolutely. This is all degas. This was extra because my bags are full. Make sure you're empty. Come on, where's my other one? There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, analyzer. And then... Okay. And then what I'll do is I've got some steel in there. Let's get some steel frames made. Whoops, I just took a screenshot. Didn't mean to do that. Frame. It can make all of that. I'm not bothered. Yeah, power is middling, but that's because I did the trade and it uses a lot of power, but I should recover from this. I don't think it'll be a massive problem. I could probably go and turn the largest off, to be honest. Don't need it right now. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need insulated pipes. I've got 15. I'm not going to need you. Shouldn't need you. I might take a passive vent. And I'm going to take some pumps. Yeah, we'll go pump. Okay, and then if I do this and this, don't know why I did like that, but then never mind. Take some frames with us, we can go and decide where this is going to go. I definitely haven't got enough pipes, but we'll come back once we know what we need. Okay, so I want most of the controlling stuff, so like the atmospherics and all that stuff, to be inside, but the collection obviously needs to be out here. So that is the back end of my greenhouse. So I could have the entrance back here. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Let me quickly get some drilling done. My inventory is obviously chocker now. Fantastic. What I can do is stick you in there. Put you there. Put you there. Okay, let's quickly... where am I? So that is the floor. This is the level. Okay. Yep, stick you to flatten. Just get this mined out. Okay, so the point of this room is not going to be for any kind of automating the harvesting of them. So I don't need to make it 2 blocks high. There's no need. So we're going to go for a 1 high room. That way we won't need as much nitrogen to pressurize it. And then I'm thinking... What am I thinking? Normally very little. Let me just tidy some of this up. Don't want to see the ground coming through my floor. Okay. So do I have enough frames? I think the answer is probably no. One shot. Yep. Yep, that makes sense. Always one shot. Fine. But yeah, okay, so I think that will be an alright size. I can actually go and salvage a frame from over there, can't I? Are these? Yep, these are steel frames, so I'll take you. I'll just take some of you for now. I could always come out and extend this as and when I need to. Grinder is there. Actually, I only need 1. Let's not clog up my inventory. Okay, so that is going to be the room. I haven't got enough steel sheets. This will be windows. So then we'll have a good 3x3 of potential Winterspawn. There, I'm thinking my tank is going to be inside the room. Whoops, that is my welder. So let me get just this corner welded. Okay, so nitrogen tank will be here. Like so. The filtration can be in front of it. Okay. So atmospheric kits, where are you? You're there. Filter. So, oh, maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll move the tank there just because it'll just be slightly nicer. So filtration can go there. Tank can go here. I'm gonna put the pipe there, just so I don't have to run cable this way, because I want to be able to read from this tank. That'll also give me easier access to the pipe, because we're gonna need to cool it to start with. Right, you need pipes, and then I think it's cables. Is that right, or is that wrong? No, that is correct. Okay, so nitrogen filter, nitrogen filter. Job done. Right, so we will have insulated pipes coming from here. Like so. The unfiltered will basically just go back outside. We're not bothered. And that needs to come up. Where is my wrench? It's there. Okay, so that'll be active vent or... Well, actually that can't be active vent because that pipe will eventually run out of nitrogen. Okay, maybe we don't do active vent. Maybe we give a go with the passive vent instead. and just see, because we're using this on our CO2 side, so I can't see it being a massive problem. So that can go there. We may have to increase the amount of nitrogen that we're feeding through, but to start with, we will just absolutely pressurize that tank, and then we'll try and cool that tank. Okay. So I've got my filtration, I've got my tank. We're gonna want what are we gonna want? We're gonna need power, need more steel sheets to get the room welded. What we will do is we will use the where is it? The large powered vent. We'll use this to vacuum this room out. So if I do that, because that's a passive vent, that will just allow it out into Venus. So that is you. What do I need? Screwdriver. So you, oopsie daisy. And I'm guessing it's the welder. Yeah, welder and plastic sheets. Can you go in there, please? Plastic sheets. Oh my goodness. There we go. So that's what we'll use to vacuum it out to begin with. I guess if I could try and get power into this room now, I could start collecting the nitrogen. Yeah, let me go and grab some cables. I can't see anything. There's my floating landing pad. Yeah, we'll get some cables printing, and I'll also get some steel made as well. Because we're gonna need some. I've got some normal cables. I'm probably gonna need more. Or maybe 50 will be enough. Have I got any over here? Do you remember when this place used to be tidy? Now everything's everywhere again. What am I doing? Steel. Yes. Okay, steel. So let's get you closed up. 1, 2, 3. I've got so much stuff. Coal and charcoal. Look at this. It's ridiculous. I'm going to use the charcoal. Primarily because if I need to, I can trade coal. Whereas I have not seen a trader who will buy charcoal off me. Right, so you have that. And that should provide me 200 grams of steel. There we go. Give me that. You have it, and make me sheets. Okay. So that's gonna, have we got any sheets? I probably haven't. No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm going to want an IC for this room. So let's get one of those made. But you need steel and solder. Of course you need steel and solder. You know what? Screw it. Let's make another batch of steel. Got all this bloody iron for no reason. So split you in half, put you back, degas you. There we go. Stick you in there. Thank you very much. So you can make me a housing, and then you can make me a circuit, which you have everything for. Perfect. How are we looking? 27. We'll take that for now. Stick you there. So I guess all we're going to do is we're going to pressurize that tank with nitrogen. Just keep it coming in. I don't know if I'm over-exaggerating the amount of cooling the Winterspawn is going to provide me. I'm hoping that oxygen is going to be able to cool down the nitrogen pretty efficiently. but I could be wrong. One of those, please. Thank you. I'm also... How am I gonna... I might build an airlock so I can get in there while the room is sealed, and then I can work in a vacuum rather than having to work outside. So if I have a look at the... Oh, you know what? We know the padded wall works, yeah? So if I've got a padded wall, I have... I'm pretty sure it needs steel. Yeah, steel sheets. Which we've got. Okay. So we'll do a padded wall, put that up on the outside, remove the frame, put a couple of doors up. So if I go door... Oh, door's made in the auto leave, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so we're going to go copper. Print out a couple of doors. This first airlock will be temporary, just to allow me to work in there without faffing my greenhouse up. Okay, so if I grab you, I'm going to need a console. One of those. I'm going to need an airlock. Circuit board. I'm going to need glass, which I'm sure I saw I did. I've got 2 passive vents. I'm going to need 2 active vents. I'll take that passive vent just to go into my collection. Active vent, I don't appear. Oh, I have got some. Perfect, thank you. I'm going to need a sensor, which I don't see. And then I think what I also want to do is have a... Oh no, to be fair, that might be all I need actually. Okay. Turn all this off for now. There's so many little things I need to get done. I mean, I've got a massive list here, but I was looking at it while I was waiting for the train. I was like, oh, should I do a recording while I'm trying to do some of this? And I just kept going, nope. I would just want to get my Winterspawn. Now that I've got it, I can think clearly and carry on with the base. They just need to be worth the bloody wait because it was boring. Okay. So, the middle... Let me see. So this is definitely... Yeah, it's a 3 wide corner, so it's not this frame. It's this one. Not a 3 wide corner, sorry, a 3 wide room. So if I stick a padded wall there, and then put the steel sheets in... What? Oh, wall padding? Wait, I'm confused. Was that not a thing? Padded wall. That says padded wall thin, no border. So if I go padded wall thin, that says plastic sheets. What are you lying for? Thin, no border? Oh. Okay. Fine. Whatever you say. That bottom frame is definitely welded. That top one is definitely welded. So I should be able to remove that and put a thing in. So if I'm going to put this inside. This is temporary, just like everything else. Oh, I shouldn't use it. Non-insulated pipes here, though, should I? Let me grab some of those insulated ones. For now, this doesn't matter. It's not actually in use. I'll get some more printed in a second. So we'll do that. And that way the heat won't leak in. And that's all I need to do on the outside of here. Both of the doors can be inside that cube. Okay. So let me think about this. If I go back inside now and set up that airlock. Get some more insulated pipes printed whilst we're waiting. Don't need this padded wall now, so that can go away. Right, pipes. You got any steel? Not enough. Oh, you know what? Let's just make some more. Let's just keep making steel. My mouth is hurting. I know you don't care, I know you didn't ask, but I'm telling you, my mouth's hurting. And then we will... Have I got a 50 stack of charcoal? Oh yeah, I have. There we go. There we go. Put that in there. Grab that iron. There's my charcoal. Why did it say stack of 200 charcoal? Oh, I've now got a permanent tooltip. And it's gone. Yep, there we go. We got coal. Steel. We got steel. Okie dokie. So make me insulated pipes, please. You've got 20 silicon. I could do with some more. I did so much mining. Look at my lead. Look at my lead. My lead's full. My steel is, my silver's pretty high. My nickel, pretty high. Cobalt, obviously, is the one that I haven't got much of. It's also one that you don't use much of, so it's fine. Right, make me my silicon. I did not know they were still on. What's the temperature in that tank? Because I didn't realise that was on for as long as it was. 2227. Oh, that's much hotter. Whoops. Well, it'll cool down if we ever mix it with the furnace, so it doesn't matter. Right. That can make all of those, I'm not bothered. So, let's go and get this airlock set up. Now, this will bring the pressure down in this room. We've got a pressure of 54 kPa. The system should be able to cope with taking this frame out. Let me take my suit off and just get some air. It's getting a bit clammy under my pits. And as soon as I find my wrench. How are we doing anyway? We've got through all that biomass yet? Ah, we have. Boom. Okay. That's good. The padded wall, I think, on the other side of this frame.
Temperature critical. Temperature high. Temperature critical. Temperature high.
So explain to me what happened there. Because I don't know. What do I now have in here? The smallest amount of pollutant. We can live with that. I don't really know what happened there. Because the frame was there. I don't understand why that did a thing. This is Stationeers. Who knows? Okay. Let me get rid of that frame. Right, doors. Oh, great. Can't place it there because that wall's in the way. Oh, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. There needs to be a frame there. Oh, suffering succotash. It's fine. If we put a composite door in... Wait, this isn't fine. This isn't fine. I can get most of the airlock set up in here. I will have to make sure that door is closed and this room is vented out before I screw anything up. Okay, fine. We can deal with that. Active vent goes there, which is fine. And then we're going to go for the console, which can go there. The airlock circuit is... Where's my airlock circuit? Okay, I will go and find that in a second. Sensor can go here. On the plus side, my greenhouse is hot. Yep. It's way too hot. My plants are going to start suffering in this temperature. The cooling should be trying to do a thing. Yeah, it might just take some time. I mean, it's not going to kill them. They're just not going to be happy. But everything's fully grown anyway. So I'm not too concerned. I think we'll be alright. Right, the door, I do not have the iron sheets required, nor do I have the plastic sheets that are actually required. Yeah, plastic sheets. Okay, so I need the airlock, I need plastic sheets. I need to sort my life out. Suit. So let's put you in here. I thought I got the airlock card. I obviously didn't. I feel it in my fingers. Feel it. Nope, the airlock card is there along with the IC for the room as well. That's fine. That's fun. And you go there. Okay, let's get this airlock somewhat finished. Yeah, the temperature is coming down. Look, we're at now 36 degrees, so that is fine. So you, I did not bring the plastic sheet, did I? Or another glass sheet, because I'm a numpty. Absolute positively numpty. So we'll have cables there. There will be a door there eventually. Cables there. You. Actually, if we do it here instead, it would be a bit tidier. We'll go straight across and then up the middle. Like so. So all I need is the plastic sheets, glass sheets, and that's a somewhat functioning, well, it's an almost functioning airlock. Right, plastic I have, and I need another glass, which means I'm going to have to print 2 to avoid wasting the silicone, not that it matters. Thank you. Okay, so silicon, get me some glass. Oh no, it uses 2. I thought it used 0.5. That's good, that's fine. Whoops. Thank you. Okay. $34 degrees. It's a coming down. It's a coming down. I need a welding torch. And then I need crowbar after that, I think, isn't it? Let me dump some stuff in here. So a few pipes. That's fine. So if I... How am I going to do this? So I've still got greenhouse gas in that cube, so I want to get that sucked into here first. So if I get this powered... wire cutters, please. My nearest power cable is over here. Yes, it is over here. You can come through there, you can. So then we can just do that. Alright, so what that should allow me to do, I'm going to grab these, is I can close this door. And then what I can do is I can set that to inward, suck out this cube, and then feel like an absolute fool because I haven't put a passive vent on the inside. So let's open this door, try that, then do that again. That'll suck out this cube. So as long as I don't open that door... Yep, we're empty. You know what? Just because I know me, I'm an idiot. Disconnect that pipe. I physically can't get out there without crowbarring it open. So we've got to be careful here because this will be high pressure. So I'll put all the stuff behind me. Pop this wall. Greenhouse is safe. Okay. So on this side, we can now get rid of this wall. I'm just going to stick you in there to be honest. Whoops. Oh, you look fine. That everything is fine. We can put the door in now. And then I need plastic sheets with the welder. And I need a whatchamacallit, glass and the crowbar. Boom. Let me just sort out my inventory a little bit. Get rid of that. Put you in there. Put you there. There we go. Now I can get out here. So I should now be able to label this. If I go this Winterspawn side, greenhouse side. Might want to know that they're doors. Might be a good idea. Or door, you know, singular. I only have one door on this side. So then we change that to vent. Copy that. Winterspawn side, vent. Boom, 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 boom. I don't have my bloody card, so I can't even program it because I'm a fool. I tell you, a fool. Well, that's fine. While we're here, let me get some of this welded. Welding's always a difficult business. See? Told you. Right, I've run out of steel sheet. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, I've pretty much run out of steel sheets. Let me just stick these two in. Okay, I need more steel sheets. I need the data disk. And then we should be able to get that room vacuumed out, I think. Oh, of course, my airlock is cycled the wrong way. Problem with these doors, can't see the console. I lie. You can see the console, you just got to use your jetpack a little bit. Right, where the hell is my data disk? Ah, there we go. So that's you. I need steel sheets. I'm going to need many a steel sheet. And then I might get some more cables printing as well. I need some more copper than that. Do I need anything else just to get that room somewhat ready? I've got the insulated pipe, so I can reconnect the filter. Turn you off. Oh no, turn you on. Give me those pipes. I need to run that pipe all the way to the back. That is a long way. Right, I've got 20 of them so far. 28 cabler. Okay, that should do it, I think. He hopes, anyway. So if we get all the way to the back, whoopsie, get the last of these frames. Oh no, 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 no! Let me do the airlock thingamabob. Right, set both of these to 0. Then it doesn't matter what's internal, what's external. It makes no difference. Then we want. So if we go for, where are the? Okay, so Winterspawn side door exterior, and then I want the Winterspawn side vent exterior. I need to label the gas sensor. Airlock sensor. That's the sensor.
Hydration critical.
Greenhouse side door interior. Greenhouse side vent interior. That should do it. Okay. We're not going to activate that airlock yet. I need to connect that door up. Okay. Do not activate the airlock. I mean, technically it would work now, but I just don't need to risk it right now. So let me get the rest of these frames welded. And I think we're sealed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna get rid of that voxel over here. I don't know if that's what caused that issue with the airlock. I see no more voxel, so I think we're good. Right, so let's get this place. Oh, I need to get you connected to power. So we'll run you right over to the airlock. I will remove this cable because it's in a terrible place, but just need to get it to a vacuum first. And then just go into there. Boom. So if I set you to inward, and that will start vacuuming out this room. So whilst we're waiting for that, let me get you reconnected. The cable, yeah, I'll run it along the wall. So we'll put you there, you there. Get some cable. Bring you up. I also want this tank connected as well. all the way around. You know what? I'll start as I mean to go on. That can go through there. Like so. Boom. So we are a vacuum now. Yeah, boom. So it would have been fine, but I can now safely use this airlock knowing that none of Venus is going to end up inside my greenhouse. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. Let me just sort myself out. Have a drink. Have a Kit Kat. We are good. And we've got this room back down to 26 degrees now. So the plants will be much, much happier. So I guess I could just turn on the filter and we start collecting hot nitrogen, right? Turn you on. There we go. And we'll just leave that on for a little bit. Let it do its thing. Because obviously we're gonna have to cool it. That goes without saying. But I don't think it matters where we cool it. I don't know if it matters that we cool it on this side or that we cool it on this side. It makes no difference. And then yeah, if I was to do something like yeah, no, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it. That is fine. We will leave that going for now. What I will do actually is we will have a housing. So my idea is glass windows here, airlock going around a corner into here, and then we'll be in the room. So I've got space here because obviously this airlock will be going. So I've got space here for the IC. So let's just get that filter automated so that it doesn't overpressurize that tank. And you know what? Thinking about it now, what I'm gonna do, I feel like I should have a transformer splitting the power network from this room. It might just make it easy when it comes to labeling and automating things. Because this whole place is on a separate transformer. Don't think this segment is. But I feel like the Winterspawn room, I need to be much more careful. So we'll get a transformer. Segregate the network. Automate the filter. Do I have a transformer? I have an APC. I guess I could use an APC for backup power, but I mean, where'd my power go in? Is that because I'm having to... Is that because I'm cooling more? I don't know. I need to keep an eye on that. APC versus transformer. APC versus transformer. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We'll go APC. Why the hell not? I can't think of a reason. Can you think of a reason? No, I don't think so. The APC will work the same. Because I'm not bothered about reducing the amount of power coming through. Because the whole like greenhouse area is on its own transformer. All I'm trying to do is split the network. And in my eyes, I can't see a negative for this. So if I was just to put the APC here, but pointing that way, let me get the cable connected. Like so. Then get the crowbar, put in the battery as backup, close the APC. There we go. Everything on this side is now technically a separate network to that. Even though it's fed off that network, it's still separate. So when it comes to coding, I forgot my laptop. I won't see anything before the APC. which is fine. Okay, so we go for laptop. Now I could put the circuit in there. I absolutely could do that, but I'm not going to, because I would rather turn this off than set it to idle. Plus, I'll use this for something else. So let me clear that. Okay, so we will alias the filter to D0, alias the nitro tank to D1. Start, yield, load into R0 from the nitro tank, the pressure, capital P, set less than into R0, where R0 is less than, let's say, I don't know. Let's go for a small amount for now. Let's go 10 megapascals. Don't need any more than that in there, really. We're not using nitrogen for anything else. And then save to the filter, the on as R0, jump to start. What I'm also going to do, just because it's going to happen, I'm also going to put a check in here that that filter will turn off if the filters have run out. So load into R0, no, load slot into R0 from the filter, slot index. If I go filtration, we've got slot index 0 and 1. So if we go 0, and then we go for I can't remember what the thingies are. I don't think these tell you either, do they? No, nothing in there. The oh crap, what is it? I can't remember. Let me quickly get a logic reader, and we'll be able to check that. So if I put a slot reader there, get me some cable. And okay. Oh yeah, might be a good idea to set up the pins. So we'll take in the filtration. If we take in, doesn't matter any of the slot readers. So occupied brief quantity is 0 apparently. Oh no, turn it on. Okay, it's the quantity. So if we have a look, we're at 95, 94%. It's probably 94 point something, 93. You can see there 94. So we want the quantity. So we are going to load the quantity. Then we're going to load slot into R1 from the filter, slot index 1, the quantity. And then we're going to just add those two together into R0, R0, and R1. And basically what we want is that quantity. I would say if it hits 1, stop. So, but just to be safe, if we get, let's go like less than 3. Give us 2%. I don't want it to tick over, and I don't want to, because I don't know if any gas will leak through if the filters die. So set greater than. Well, what we'll do is so set greater than. No, what we'll do is set the greater than into R1, where R0 is greater than 2. So if R0 is greater than 2, R1 becomes a 1. And then down here, we will AND into R0, R0 and R1. Because here we've reused R0, but we're saving our result into R1 there. So we're checking that the quantity there is greater than 2. And down here, we're checking that the pressure in the tank is less than 10 megapascal. Combine those together, save the filter to on. So if I confirm that, export, stick it in there, turn it on, turn it off, screwdriver. So D0 needs to be the filtration, D1 needs to be the tank small, and I'm going to rename that tank nitrogen tank. Boom. So you can see in there we've got a very small amount. The filter is still on, it's still pushing gas through. It's just going to take some time. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, obviously the moles are on 129 climbing. It's just going to take a little while for it to kind of pressurize. Remember that when we cool that, the pressure will also drop, but again, it's not the pressure we're concerned about, it's the moles. But that will just take some time. So whilst that is, oh, let me turn that on. There we go. So you should be on, which you are, because the tank is below that, and your filters are whatever they are. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to need to do, well, you know what we can do actually? Let's remove all this cable. Let's tidy this space up. We don't need that slot reader now. They're always a good thing to use just for you to get the information you need for the IC. But long term, you don't need to keep them. And we'll take down that large vent as well. Angle grinder. Wrench. I've been trying to keep an eye on like what's happening with like Rocketworks in Unity and whatever. Like I keep looking at the Discord, and I was looking at some of the reviews of the game, and there was a review that caught my eye, and they were saying something about they don't like the obviously left hand right hand function of the game, and it just took me back when I was first playing. I remember really struggling with that concept of not having like an inventory bar. But now I'm so used to it, and it's so, I mean, it feels intuitive even though it's not. Well, I don't think it is, but yeah, I don't have a problem with this anymore. Like, I get confused now with games where obviously you have that like 9-slot inventory bar at the bottom. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. That going back like to when the game is new to you and it's a completely new way of playing any game really. Right. So enough random crap talking. Well, enough words. So we have a source of nitrogen. Not a very quick source. I mean, I could try and improve the speed of this. And I think the way to do that, let's try it. I can't remember if I already did this before. But if I take that out, obviously the pressure in that pipe's going to increase now. Yeah. Just turn off for a second. Oh, my code. Turn off. I think, I don't know if the pressure differential is between the unfiltered and the input, or the output and the input. I'm not sure. I don't know. But let me. I feel like I've done this before, and you'd think I'd remember, but that's for normal people. I don't remember things. So we'll get you connected, whack you up to full, turn that back on. Still 0. Because we've got more in the waste than we have. So I wonder if I use a turbo volume pump. I could speed that up. Let's try it. And my laptop can come with me, to be honest. That can stay in there. Right, turbo volume pump. I do have one. So obviously the power usage of this is going to be much higher. But my hope is that we'll see some difference. And stick you there. Get you that way. Whack you up to full. Turn that on. It's still not really working. Interesting. I don't know then. I don't know the best way of dealing with that. What happens if we... And I'll probably need to go outside to test this. Maybe we can have a separate passive. I've got a passive in here. I don't think I can... No. Yeah, what happens if we connect the waste to a separate passive vent? And then maybe we pressurize the intake pipe to higher than the waste? Is that a thing? Although we don't necessarily need to pressurize the intake pipe, we could just then use a pump. And that might do it, maybe? Come on, I don't need that data just now. You go in there, and to be honest, I don't think I need the analyzer at the second either. I'm pretty sure as well these are all repaired. Yeah, they're not damaged, so I am just draining power. You know what, actually, let's turn some of this stuff off. You can go off, you're no longer needed. Because it'll probably be a while before I do any more trading. We'll see if that helps. It's only like a sitting amount of power usage. It's not massive, but you know, don't use what we don't need to use. Okay, so if I was just to I'm gonna put this up here, just a bit away from that vent, and then we'll go for this. And then what I could do, I mean, I'll leave that passive vent where it is for now. Don't think it'll be a massive problem. I'm also going to turn these off to save all the power we can. They are not needed. Oh, my furnace is still there. Forgot all about that guy. Just out there chilling in the heat. Oh, hang on. I want to just check something. Now that I've added that cube of... No, 1.88. So we are definitely gaining CO2. So that's fine. We're still in positive. Don't need to worry too much about it. That is our... Like, I can't remember quite what I did, but... That's reading, like, the difference in the tank. Like what it's dropped by, and as you can see, we're always under. So according to that, we are dropping, but that's because any oxygen that we gain is still going to fuel production. So until we've got all that fuel backed up, we'll constantly be using oxygen. So I'm not concerned about that. We're always going to have a minimum of 1 megapascal, and it's a largest network, so 1 megapascal is quite a lot. Let me turn this off for a second. Let's remove the volume pump. We're going to connect the waste to this pipe here. So input, output. So just to see what happens, still 2 mole. Okay, but assuming that the pressure efficiency is talking about, well, sorry, yeah, the pressure differential is based on the unfiltered and the input. As you can see, we've got there's more in the waste pipe. So now what would happen if I put a normal pump in here? Get out of the way. Anything? No, I wonder why it's always 931. Volume pump. That way, put you onto max. Huh. I don't know. So the only thing I could think of is to pressurize that. Which we can try and do and see if it makes any difference whatsoever. So if we take that out, put you in there. So you already set to the right way, put you onto max. This is all just playing and figuring out. I could do this in my spare time, but this is my spare time. To do that, and then do that. So if I was to... I just need to make sure I don't overpressurize that pipe. Okay, so if I turn this on... Come on. Oh, I can't get to the button. There we go. So as you can see, we've got that's a large difference in pressure. So let me turn that pump off. And what happens now? Ah, that's what we need to do, look. Ah. Okay. So I need a system. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. So what I could do is have a pump that keeps a tank pressurized. This feeds from that tank. Or I put an analyzer on this pipe. Oh, that bloody analyzer which I had and now I got rid of. We put an analyzer on the pipe. We potentially... Yeah, what we'll do is we'll increase the volume of it. Put a couple of utilities on the pipe. Analyzer. And, like, just turn the pump on whenever the pressure drops below, say, 40 megapascal. There we go. We've got a utility and I've got the analyzer. I could go out and get a tank and all that kind of stuff, but it's probably a bit wasted. We can get the pressure we need just in a single pipe segment. We just are a little bit more... We risk it blowing because of the low volume of a small amount of pipe. So if I was just to chuck you there, I'm going to move that pump up I would prefer to be able to... Oh, yeah, let me... Oh, you're already off. Okay, let me do that. Remove that pipe. So the pump's going to go there. So you are going to connect down to the pipe after the pump. Like so. We are going to go for turbo volume pump. More power hungry, but quicker. We need to get the power to you connected. Like so. And we'll whack you up to full. And then what we'll do is pipe analyzer. Now we could feed from this if we wanted to, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna just do it off an analyzer. Although we'll be using an additional pin. Yeah, okay. You know what? We won't use the analyzer because what's the point? What is the point? What do I need to get rid of you? Hand drill. Just stay in here for now. Yeah, because the filtration has pressure input that we can read from. I'm sure it does. Yeah, pressure input. Okay, fine. So we'll read from the pressure input. If that pressure input is less than 30 megapascals, that pump needs to come on. Okay, so let me nitro intake pump. And obviously that's going to provide additional volume in there. My laptop is here. So obviously that's where we're loading the slot from the thingamabob. But up here, right above that, we'll also load into R0 from the filter pressure input. We need to also alias the nitro intake pump to D2. Set less than into R0, where R0 is less than 30 megapascal. Save to the nitro intake pump the on as R0. And then we reuse R0 down here, whatever we need. Perfect. So get the circuit, export U. Before I mess with that, I'll be all good. I think we're all connected. You know what I will do actually? I will put the analyzer on there, but just more for me. I will put it up here. That way I can point at it without a tablet. And I'll be able to see what we're dealing with. Should always be roughly around 30 megapascal, but we'll see. I don't know how quick that's going to pump it in and how quick it's going to reduce the pressure in there. But yeah, there we go. We've got what we need. Turn you on. You should error because you don't know what a intake pump is. And we want the nitro intake pump. There we go. So we can see the pressure, and that is meaning that it's going to take a lot longer to pressurize. On the plus side, we should see the process import start increasing. I hope. Because the output there is what it is. There we go. We're now processing 3 moles. Are you at maximum? You are at maximum. So that's just going to take some time. But we've got it set to go up to 30 MPa. So we should be alright long term. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're fine. Okay, so we have a system in which we're going to be collecting nitrogen, and hopefully we'll be collecting it at a pretty decent rate once this gets up to speed. So the next thing is going to be cooling this down, because 464 is not going to cut it. Now, nitrogen, well, basically anything on Venus, you're not going to be able to phase change to cool it. It's not going to turn liquid until it gets down to negative 87. That's never going to happen. We don't want it that cold, so that shouldn't ever be an issue. And like I said, all we've got to do is get this cooled to a point where the Winterspawn will take over. But I need to get so much nitrogen in this room. So what I'm going to do... Well, I need to tidy up, because I've got a lot to do in here. So we need to bring water in here. I need hydroponic trays in here. I'm going to get a locker, so we can just chuck everything in that, as opposed to what I'm doing right now. We also need to bring that liquid O2 close to this room, because where it currently is temporary. Like, once it's gone, it's gone. What we could do is, once we get the liquid O2 converted into gas form, which is what will happen when it starts warming up, then we'll pump that into our greenhouse and allow our system to capture it, and then we can recycle it, well, push it through for fuel production. So all I'm going to do for now is run a very long insulated liquid pipe to the Winterspawn room. I need to go and print some, because I only have 10, which isn't going to be enough. And I don't have any... Oh, I made a lot of steel sheets. That's fine. That's fun. Okay. I need pipes, please. Steel and silicone. I have some silicone in there. Okay, that'll be 48. I don't think it'll be enough. So let's get some more processed. You and you can be degassed. You go in there. And where's my other one? There it is. You go in there. Right, I'm not going to put any more in. That will be enough, I think. And I guess I can just run it. No, I think it would be better to have it outside as opposed to in here. I think so anyway. So let me get rid of this. Okay. Righty-ho, let's go and make a start. There are probably other forms of cooling I could do, but I think this will be fine. What I can actually do is, if I connect that up, how much have I got in this tank? Okay, we've got quite a lot of liquid O2, so that's fine. I could run it from here. It's just a long way to go, but it's fine, because I ain't going to trade anymore. This is a one-time thing, and this is probably the easiest way of moving from A to B. I'm not going to faff around with insulated portable tank, because there's just no point.
Storm incoming.
Okay, so I've ran the pipe all the way along here, and I've taken it inside, because we have a storm
incoming.
Well, there you go. He said it for me. We have a storm incoming. Now I can't decide whether to heat exchange with the pipe
Storm incoming.
or whether I put a radiator on it. I'm thinking I'm going to go one-way valve and radiator. Oh, well, I don't want to affect the entire tank. So, oh, excuse me. If I go for... I don't really use liquid radiators, but I will make an exception. So if we go radiator, pipe radiator liquid, make one of those. And I'm just trying to think, because what's going to happen is we're going to slowly warm up that pipe. And when we do, the liquid oxygen will just become, well, gaseous. So we've got a little bit to go. Obviously, we're about down here. As the temperature starts to, as soon as it gets to about there, then we'll definitely have no liquid left in that pipe. So I need a way of making sure that that pipe does not explode. And I'm thinking, I don't know what the best way of doing it is. So I'm just going to go for a regulator kit. Because I can't remember if it's... I think it's the purge valve. I'm sure this is the one that will... Yeah, okay. Remove gas from the inset liquid, keeping the pressure of its input at the target setting. Okay, so as a safety, we can stick one of those in. So what I'm going to do is make some thingamabobs. I've got pipes. Actually, I've got pipes. Let's not worry about it. Because that liquid pipe can only handle... what is it? 6 megapascal, I think. So we just need to make sure we don't pop it, or otherwise we're going to waste all that lovely oxygen that we've got. So I'm going to make a couple of lockers just so we can keep the new room tidy. And what I want to do is I would also like to make some hydroponic trays, please. You just need iron. Now I do have a lot of iron, just not smelted. Yeah, there's 73. Go at it. I've got the radiator. So my thinking is,
Incoming.
I just leak in some of the nitrogen. I don't have a way to leak the nitrogen in. Let me go and sort that out.
Storm. Incoming.
Oh, shut up. I will get rid of this airlock at some point. It's not needed anymore. I'm pretty confident in my greenhouse and this workshop. If I want to leak some nitrogen in, the easiest way... Oh, I've got a pump already in there. I just need a passive vent. So if we go passive vent... Why did you stop making my trees?
Storm. Incoming.
Shut it. Oh yeah, oh no. I was about to take my suit off then, but that would not go well.
Storm. Incoming.
Yes, I know. I'm not in the main base now. I need to put another sensor in here. Okay, so how are we looking? Processing 4 moles
Storm.
with a 4.1 megapascal difference. So you've got to 4.83 megapascal. You're not really going up any more than that. Not sure why.
Incoming.
Because I'm pretty sure I set you to 30 megapascal.
Storm. Incoming.
Never mind. Okay, so we have that guy there. So I'm thinking if we just put a passive vent here
Storm. Incoming.
and we had a pump there with insulated pipe.
Storm.
doesn't need to be insulated, that bit, because it's irrelevant. But before it does need to be insulated. So if we connect you down here,
Incoming.
do, whoops, and
Storm.
and then get some pipe, or get some cable, and you go there.
Storm.
So I can leak nitrogen into this room, pretty easily. Now what I need to do is I need to just stick on some temporary cooling, like so. I do think I should have had something to cut it off. So if I bring you over here, so we should still be at negative 202, negative 203, because what's happening is the liquid is evaporating in there, which is causing it to cool. So I could stick a radiator on there and we'd be done. But that's going to cool the entire thing down and manually require me to remove a pipe. So you know what? Let's go and make a valve.
Storm. Incoming.
I thought I put a sensor in here. Okay, so it triggered the sound as I was coming out of the airlock. Fine.
Storm.
Fine.
Incoming.
Right, I'm just going to go for a manual valve. There's no point in doing anything more than that because eventually that oxygen will run out. So I want a liquid pipe valve. Thank you. And I might as well take these as well. You've not got loads, but it's a start. We're also going to need a grow light, and I need to have a look at what the Winterspawn actually need when it comes to light. Any copper? I've got some copper there. Is that enough copper? No. I've got another 50 there. Build one of them. We'll probably need 2 in the long run, but I think 1 for now. Just above them, we'll be able to do a 7x7 below it, which will be good. And apart from that, it's just running the water through. Oh, well. And we need to filter out the volatile and the oxygen. There's no reason this room should ever get hot, so combustion is not going to be a concern unless I put a spark in there, but it's not going to happen. No sparks allowed in this room, which means no printers. But I wouldn't put a printer in here anyway, it's not needed. Okay, so if we put a valve, but not a one-way valve, just a valve, and then stuck a... So what I'm going to do, let's pump a little bit of this nitrogen in. Okay, obviously it's hot, is what it is. Let's go for a pressure slightly higher than that. Now, because it's a low pressure, it should react to temperature changes pretty quickly. So I'm going to turn that off for now. So as you can see, we've got 2 kilopascals. Yeah, it'll probably equal at 2. And I just want to see, because we've got 1 pipe segment there with negative 203 degrees oxygen. But the pressure in this room is low, the temperature is high, so I don't expect there to be much more cold in that pipe. So let's see what a single radiator is going to do.
Storm incoming.
So it's bringing the temperature down, which to be honest is what we expected. Obviously the pressure's coming down, but that's again it's because it's cooling. That pipe, as you can see, is well, that's going to become gas very soon.
Storm
Now,
incoming.
I don't think the pressure will go above 6 megapascal, but you can see there now the pressure increasing rapidly. Even though it's warming up, the pressure is increasing because the liquid is evaporating.
Storm incoming.
Which, the evaporation causes cooling, but not enough to combat the amount of heat that's being put into that pipe. And I think I need to remove that radiator, because that will probably get above... Yeah, so it'll stay at that. So we're at 1 megapascal. With this room, we're on 414. So by that one pipe segment, we managed to transfer... How much was that? It was...
Storm incoming.
What was it start of? 464. So we've taken out 50 degrees just by a single pipe segment of that, and we've got all of that in there. So I did a boo-boo. I need to go get another... I need to get a one-way thingamabob, because I need to make sure I don't affect the entire pipe. Although, would that be a massive problem? No. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know if I want to try it, because the problem is, once it gets to a certain temp... Oh, no. Screw it. It'll be fine. Excuse me. It'd be fine. I'm overthinking it. Let's put the radiator back. Okay, and then I'm just going to open this. Now, it's good, as you can see, negative 202. We're a long way from warming that up, but this room is coming down. Now, it's going to take time. So I could put more radiators on to speed up the process. Let's stick a bit more of this in. So the heat overpowers the cooling, which is fine. It's expected. Not too concerned. I'm going to leave that on for a second. Let me go and make another 3... oh, no, I don't know. Another 3 or 4 of those radiators. And obviously I'm aware that I've left that pump on, but I'm hoping it'll be a relatively high pressure by the time I get back. We're looking... I don't even know what we're looking for. I need to check. But I need more liquid radiators. That one. Steel and gold. We have. That's fine. So we'll go for 3. I've got the pipe, so I'm not concerned for that. Thank you. How are we looking in here? 11 kilopascal. We're still good. Temperature in that pipe, negative 201. So it's going down. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. But let me bring this down and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. This should drastically cause cooling in here. Well, I say drastically, quicker than it was. Oh, so you can see, even with that pump on, we're now cooling this room. So if I look at Winterspawn, we're on the alpha strain. So the pressure it wants over 50 kPa. The temperature minimum ideal is 20, max ideal. So we're looking for 25 degree, and we're looking for like 75 kPa. Eventually, I think the Winterspawn will change and will mutate with the conditions that we give it. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. Whilst we're waiting for that, let me just set up a temporary area in which we can put oxygen should it start becoming just a gas. So just stick a bit of a spaghetti pipe here. People don't like me doing this, but meh, it's what I'm doing. I know I could use the utility thingamabobs, but I haven't, so deal with it. And this can go over here temporarily, like so. And we can tidy up. It won't stay like this, but I always start with good intentions most of the time. Whoops, you did. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll have a purge valve here. Yep, upside down. Yep, that's about right. So you're gonna come this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Oh, you fool. Let's just do a splice job, shall we? There you go. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. So our oxygen is currently at -181. The temperature in here is 189, so it's coming down, which is absolutely fine. We are obviously losing pressure in that tank, but is what it is. You are working at 4 mole. I don't know why you ain't getting any more pressure than that, to be honest. The bottleneck, I don't know, that's not really a bottleneck up there. It's not sure. It's still faster than it would have been anyway. And then the purge valve, obviously I don't need to worry about it yet. But what I might do actually is set you, because this is just more safety, so let's set this to 4,500 megapascal. So nothing should leak through, because it'll try and maintain that pressure in there, and we're nowhere near. We're fine. But if we look at the oxygen again, once it gets to -115, we are going to, it will no longer become liquid. So just something for us to bear in mind. You can see the pressure is increasing because as it warms up, it evaporates more. The evaporating causes a little bit of cooling, not enough to combat. Eventually the pressure will hit where this will start siphoning into there. It'll still be cold. Actually, that's a point. Let's set it to 5, actually. No. We'll leave it. Give ourselves some wiggle room. Okay. What I probably could have done with this was, because I had a hot side and I had a cold side, I could have potentially used a phase change device. So you can see here that we're not really seeing the pressure change, and the moles are increasing, but the temperature is just coming down so quickly. If I turn this valve off, we'll see the pressure start increasing. It's still cooling, but we've still got O2 in those pipes there. Open that valve up again. Yeah, so it's just time. We're actually going to hit a cold temperature. At what point does nitrogen freeze? Well, it'll become liquid before it freezes, obviously. So it needs to get to -84. It shouldn't get that low. Alright, I'm going to leave this going for a second. I need to go and repair my solar panels. So I'm going to sort those out, and then I'll be back in a roly-mo. Okay, so solar panels have been repaired. So we're all good now until the next storm. I've gone and printed out a utility because I don't want to get shouted at by people. I can't be bothered. But look at this. We're at 0 degrees in here. So if I turn that cooling off for now, obviously we're going to start warming it up shortly. But in the meantime, let me just stick this here. Just get ready for when the pressure in there starts getting way too high. Because as you can see now, that is pure gas. But I don't want to push it into that insulated pipe until I absolutely have to. So we'll just use that cooling. As long as it is above... Sorry, as long as it's below what the room temperature is, it should cool, although that is now not the case. As you can see, the temperature is getting close to 0, so the temperature of this room is now warming up. So yeah, that's a thing. There you can see, now we're not quite going to get, well, we're not going to get anywhere near the 6 megapascal, or the 4.5, so not too concerned. So what I'm going to do is leave that on. I would like to increase the speed of this. It's the best way of dealing with that. I need more pressure there. So what we should probably do, I mean, I could connect multiple pumps into that line, but that's additional power usage. Do I need to be doing that? I might just do volume pumps. Let me bring this up here. Well, I feel like I should go for more turbo pumps, then I could batch right to them. That might be an idea. So let me go and get some more of those. I mean, the temperature in here is pretty nice, 26 degrees. That's good. Obviously, you can see now we're warming that pipe up. So that's no longer cooling at all. We're probably not going to have enough to cool this room down. Although, I don't know. We've used about 50 degrees of cool oxygen to get 400 degrees down to 20 kilopascals worth. So there might be enough in there. But for now, we'll keep pumping that in. Let me go and make some more turbo volume pumps. Make some... Each pump can have its own vent, just to avoid any bottlenecking. The other option is... Actually, no. Go back. You know what we should do instead of the turbo pump? We should put our large vent outside. That would probably solve this. Because I think the intake of that vent is much quicker than that volume pump. Let me have a quick look. The large powered vent we're going for. Plastic sheets, electronic parts I've got. All is good. Let me take some more pipes just in case. So let's go and get this up. They don't have a safety on them. Like, they're not like the active vent where you can just turn it on and it will never overpressurize the pipe. It will just go until that pipe explodes. But we have our IC. All we've got to do is switch the pin. So rather than the pin looking at the pump, it just needs to look at the vent. The on-off is exactly the same. So we already have our safety built. It's just external to the vent. So if I... So I'm just going to get rid of this. So this is going to cause that pump to stop working, but it's fine. I want the large one of these. Oh, I don't have any cables. I'm so unprepared. I assume the temperature of all of this is the same, yeah? Like, it's all... Yeah, negative 144. Yeah, okay, fine. Fine. Come on. I'm hoping I got some more cables. Oh, I've got 16 on me. I could have used them, but Let me grab some of these anyway. You may be asking, why have I not set that airlock to 0 so that I don't have to keep pushing the button? And that is a really good question. Okay, so let's get this vent built. So screwdriver, electronic parts, and then welding torch and plastic sheets. Boom and boom. And then we're going to run the cable down. That's not what I wanted. That is what I wanted. That pipe... Can't remember where that pipe's going to. Can't see what it's going to, so we'll leave it as it is for now. Let's bring you round this way. Okay, and then here... Oh, that's when I'll just place on our ready. That's fine, I know what it is. Turn you to inward, and we're not going to turn you on yet. I need to go and do the safety. That is... Whoops, that is the wrong one. Ah, you fool. Okay. Well, in that case, what we'll do is we'll just do a thing. Because I can't remember how to go and take that vent down because I'm lazy. You need to go there. Shit! Holy crap. My vents got damaged by that. Where's that pressure coming? Oh, I see. I see. There we go. My wrench... I never saw a tool take damage. Yeah, the pressure in that pipe must have been pretty high from the filter. I won't be surprised if some of those pipes were damaged. But that's fine. So we've got you set to the correct pipe now. Let's get back inside and get you plugged into the automation. Just tidy up a little bit, you and you. And you guys can come with me. Ignore if you can hear Electra in the background. She's telling me to go and take my antibiotics. So I will have to go in a second. But let's get in here. Shut up, Alexa. Right, you, and you. Yeah, some of these pipes... Oh, they're not damaged. I thought they would be. Okay, that's fine. So, that pump can go. And is going to be switched out to that. These cables... so these cables can go. Like so. And then what I'll do is I'll pull the analyzer off. Run a cable through the pipe. I love this trick. And then just put the analyzer back. There you go. Like it never happened. So you're erroring because you're looking for things that no longer exist. So if I go for... Turn that off for a second. So we're going to go for nitrogen intake analyzer. Oh no, we never used you, did you? Actually, you didn't get used for the automation, so you don't matter. So in here, all we're going to do is rather than having the pump, we're going to go vent. And this can be vent. And that's it. That's all we've got to change. So we take you, export to the chip, Go in there. You're still error because you're like, oh, I'm still looking for a pump and I can't find it. I need powered vent large. So we should now see, I'm hoping, the pressure in that pipe build up. There we go. That's what we wanted. And it should hopefully not get any more than 30. And we should see this processing. There we go. 10 mole, 11 mole. And that's much better. And we've currently got a temperature in here of a 109. So it's pretty toasty. We know that if we cool it down, the pressure is going to drop. So I'm not going to worry about turning the cooling on right now. But as you can see there, look, the vent is obviously coming on, going off, coming on, going off. I'm not bothered that it's doing that because I can't hear it. But we're now processing 17 mole. So that is going to go up much quicker. Perfect. Now I know how to do those. I'll be doing that in future. So stick you in there, you there, you there, you there, you there, and you there. You. So I guess, I mean, there's nothing stopping me from constantly having this cooling, is there? Might as well have it cooling and heating at the same time. Then I know if I need to do anything else to get it any colder. I might wait. Actually, let's not worry about it right now. I'm gonna wait for this room to get up to, let's say 100 kPa. Then we'll cool it, because obviously we want between 50 and 100. We said 75 is like the sweet spot. But if we get it to 100, cool it down, let's see what we end up with at the end. I reckon I could speed this up temporarily. If you think I've got 297 kPa in there, I could, you know what, let's live dangerously. Let's do this. It's a stupid thing to do. But if I do that, okay, so I know that I've got time to look how much quicker that's coming out. What's the point in the pump? You see the pressure in the tank is coming down. And we're also cooling that tank down. Because the room is obviously getting, well, the room temperature is equalizing with there. So that's also good. Screw the pump. Don't need it. So very soon, both are going to hit the same pressure. And then it will start increasing in temperature as soon as the temperature in the tank hits the temperature of the room. Which is going to be in about 10 seconds. And then all we need to do is make sure we don't overpressurize the room. Although we're going to cool it so it's not the end of the world. And like I said, my hope is that once we've got the initial setup done, that just pumping in the hot nitrogen won't matter because we'll have so much Winterspawn in here that it'll just be cooling the air constantly. So leaking in 400-degree nitrogen obviously is stupid. You should probably cool it before, but might not be needed. It might not be needed. Okay, so at 61 kPa, which is good. So I am gonna remove that pipe, turn on the cooling. Now we should see it start to cool in here, which it is pretty quickly, but we're also warming up our oxygen pretty quick. And as you can see, there's no liquid left in there. That is all gas. Which isn't an issue because obviously the temperature in there is keeping the pressure pretty low. So we got down to 55 kPa. So I mean, to be honest, I don't have to have this pure nitrogen. This is me just being a bit daft. I could use some of my stored oxygen. Actually, I could use some of this oxygen. couldn't I? I could pump some of this into the room. Bring the pressure up, bring the temperature down. Because it doesn't, like I said, the Winterspawn. I mean, they're obviously going to breathe in nitrogen. They take a lot more nitrogen than they do than they output oxygen. A lot more. 21.6 moles per hour. We've got 288 moles in there. So you can see how quickly it's going up. So we're probably going to be gaining nitrogen quite easily. All we've got to do is keep the pressure at that. I should do that on my CO2 line. Just increase the speed of the filter. But yeah, keep having a supply of nitrogen, not an issue. I mean, if you think that for every Winterspawn, we're going to need more. So I guess you times that by the amount of, so you got, say you've got like 10 Winterspawn, you're going to need over 200 moles per hour. Well, I'm on 373 and look how quick it's going up again. I don't think that's the problem in the slightest. In the slightest. So we're currently now below the pressure requirement for the Winterspawn. But you know what? I will replace that with oxygen. No, actually, you know what? No, I won't. Okay, so we're currently warming up the room. We're back to 50 kPa. We're looking good. We've got 138 moles of nitrogen in the room. It might be that we just keep a small ratio of nitrogen in the room. Because I was gonna... Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we'd have oxygen in there as well. I guess it doesn't matter either way. I guess it doesn't matter either way. There we go. Room's cooling down. It's going to start cooling down slower though. So, I'm not going to put any more nitrogen in now. That is going to stay as it is. Until I have the Winterspawn in the room. That nitrogen that I have is how it's going to stay at. Any more pressure needed, I will now take from the oxygen. Actually, you know what? The hot nitrogen will probably allow us to keep the room at a decent temperature, actually. Maybe pumping in the hot nitrogen is the way, because those Winterspawn are going to cool the room down. Aren't they? Yes, indeedy they are. Okay, we still haven't gained any of this. I don't think we're going to get to 6 megapascals, so I think we're fine. Just having the amount of pipes that I've got is keeping the pressure in there relatively low. Yeah, we're definitely going to have this at a comfortable... What is it they want? Minimal ideal temperature is 20, the max is 30. So we need to get it down to about 25 degrees. Which I don't think is going to be an issue. No. I think we'll be fine. We'll have to have a think about how best to... Because just pumping hot nitrogen into the room, is that really enough? I guess we can create a flow so we can push nitrogen in until it gets to a temperature, then stop the flow. Because the cooling is going to come from the plant. We don't need to worry about cooling this room once it's up and running. It's heating that we've got to do. And we've got a hot tank of nitrogen here. It should not be an issue. So we can just run nitrogen in a cycle. It could be that the speed that we're collecting nitrogen, we could be potentially afford to dump some. But we'll see what happens at that point. We need to think about it carefully. I need to get a spare Winterspawn seed, really. So my hope is, whatever happens, we manage to grow the first Winterspawn. To the point where we can get a spare seed. We just keep it as a backup. If we have to restart, we'll restart. Yeah, so look, we're getting this room down. That's absolutely fine. And I will just leave this room going down. Okay, well, I know that we're partway through kind of a project here, but I do need to go. Obviously I've not got much done, but it's all progress made. So we've obviously got our room. We've got our nitrogen collection going. We've managed to cool down the room significantly to get us started. Perfectly fine. At least we found a use for that liquid oxygen. So yeah, next time we will look at getting all the rest of the requirements up and running. So we need to set up a system that's going to pull out the volatile. Don't know what to do about the oxygen. Don't know whether we push it through to our main oxygen storage so that it goes for fuel or for breathing, or whether we keep so much oxygen in here we can keep the pressure up, and that way we don't have to keep dumping in nitrogen too quickly. I'm not sure. I don't know. The plants are going to use a lot of nitrogen for very little oxygen output anyway. So I don't think we need to worry too much about pulling out the oxygen straight away. But we do need to get that volatile out. So volatile, water, light. They work on 10 minute and then 5. That's same as potato, isn't it? No. Oh, near enough. Near enough. Yeah, we could use the same code. 10 minute and then 6 minute 40. But yeah, we could use the same code. They would adapt. I'm sure they will adapt. But yeah, that's all for next time anyway. So thanks for watching. Sorry that we didn't get much done, but it is what it is. But yeah, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.